Okay, we have reached our cruising altitude, so let's go ahead and put our power management on cruise. Excellent. And let's say our landing elevation is, what is it? Our landing elevation is 2,631 feet. 2,600, close enough. All right, so seeing it's going in increments of 100. Okay. All right, we'll bring you back when we get to top of descent. Okay, we're basically now at top of descent. So what we will do is prepare for this. So we're going to come down to 17,000 feet because our next restriction is 17,000 feet or below. So actually, let's make it 16,000 feet. We're just assuming that that's what air traffic control was going to tell us. All right, and we can go ahead and begin our descent. We're going to change our power rating. And descend at 1,200 feet per minute. And we'll come back on the throttles so that we don't accelerate too much. Beautiful. All right, so we're descending nicely. Well, since we have a moment, I will tell you the tale. I'll expound upon the tale. So if there's a request for a particular flight between two airports, which I always welcome, and I'm able to do it, or, I have the time to get it done, because I try to get it done quickly, because I don't like it to be sitting in the background, because, truth be told, I have so much more to do with Africa, it's not even funny. But I try to have airports in that region where you might want to see a landing, because I could just as easily land at a default airport, but it's just not very inspiring. So when I looked at the air bridge route, and I knew we had to be landing at Sao Paulo, well, that is airport SBSP. And I was like, well, do I have that? I know I've been stocking up in South America, and I have some Brazilian airports, but the ones that I've been getting lately were in Chile. So it turns out I didn't have it, and so I looked up on Sim Market and put it in the airport, and it was like, well, there's this region, and it's just like you have kind of like a mega scenery for Rio de Janeiro. There's one for Sao Paulo, and I was like, oh, okay. That's a bit expensive. It was like 28 euros. But it came with 5 airports. And I was like, well, you're getting 5 airports for one thing. Let's do this. And so it's the city, some photorealistic geography. Now, again, this is Flight Simulator 10 standard photorealism, so you take it with a grain of salt. But if you take the scenery with the aircraft and the fact that the motion, and we're not really doing VFR flying, as I looked around the airport, it actually was pretty nice. Definitely better than just the stock scenery. So I'm looking forward to the approach, because I have not flown into this airport before. This is going to be a first for all of us. So I'm excited. All right, and our descent rate is great because we are at 18,000 feet, and we still need to get down to 17,000 feet. We have plenty of distance to do that. So we're good. I know you're saying, but you're at 60. You're saying it's set for 16,000. Yes, because the restriction was 17,000 feet or below. So I wanted to say, well, okay, we'll do 16,000. Because after that, the next restriction we need to be at is between below 10,000 and above 8,000. So we're managing our descent very well. So that's how I ended up picking this particular scenery. So I'm looking forward to it and hope it's worth the effort. And again, thank you again for the suggestion of the air bridge, because that is one of the reasons I wanted to choose these regions that were not on the beaten path. Because one, I was going to learn about some beautiful airports, but then I'm learning from those of you in South America some really interesting things about the aviation in South America. So this is really cool. This idea is serving its purpose. So thank you again for the suggestion, and I highly encourage those of you that are looking to broaden your flight experience, go into the same old airports. Take a look at the mega scenery for Rio de Janeiro. Take a look at Sao Paulo. Look at Chile. There's some really cool flights, and grab you some liveries. Get Azul, get TAM, get LATAM. And make it happen, because South America is just waiting to be explored. If you look in my videos, I did one from SECL, Southern Chile, and I flew into Ecuador at Quito, the new Quito approach. So that's a really challenging. The first airport was challenging in itself. The one they built, no less challenging. A lot of mountains, and I want to do Eagle Vale. There are a lot of challenging approaches I want to finally get to. But all that being said, thanks again for the suggestion. I hope that this is just the departure out of that airport, and what I've learned about it being a short airfield, one of the shortest in commercial airlining. I did not know that there was a short takeoff variant of the 737. So this has been a learning experience for all of us, and I really appreciate it. All right, I will bring you back when we get a little bit closer on our approach. Okay, we just crossed 10,000 feet, so we'll turn on our landing lights. We'll be leveling out at 9,000 feet, because our next restriction is between 10,000 feet and 8,000 feet. And let's see here, give it a little bit more throttle. Excellent. All right, our next restriction will be 7,000 or above, so that's what I'm going to give it. And we'll give it that right after we pass this next waypoint. This will give me an opportunity to let you see. Now there is the city in the distance. You can see the buildings. speed up just a bit. There we go. Now if winds hold steady, we should have about, let's take a look. What do we have at our destination? Looking at our weather conditions. Okay, so winds out of 350, so it's a good headwind at 5 knots. All right. All right, we'll be descending in probably 30 seconds. Tell you, those cloud effects. Woo. Now I'm not worried about this. We're just passing through a cloud. We're good. Okay, we'll set this for, oh, it's already set for 7,000, so we just have to descend. So that'll happen in just a moment. All right, we will descend in 12 seconds. 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, down to 7,000 or above. And after that, we will be going to 4,280. Runway should be in sight, and we should be on a heading of 349 on final. We're leveled out, so we will give it a little bit more throttle. We will hold this altitude until we pass, and then we will descend to, let's see, our next expected at Isito is 6,300. So let's go ahead and put that on here. $6,300 or above. All right, 28 seconds. after that, we will turn on into our final. And let's just go ahead and put our heading bug in here. Heading bug should be at 349. Okay, so our next altitude is 4,280. So we'll say 5,300, just above it. All right, we'll be turning onto our final any moment now. See, we took off from sea level, and now this airport's 2,600 feet elevated above sea level. All right, engage. Let's bring back our speed. I think the airport should be emerging in this patch right here. Don't see it just yet, but and then after this, I will take command and... I was a little over. There are the lights right there. In fact, I'm going to... What the heck? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lower our altitude to 2,000... I've got some turbulence, but that's all right. 2,600 is our elevation, so I'm going to say 2,700. We'll be taking command in just a moment. In fact, we're taking command right now. My aircraft. Gear down. Flaps 15. Flaps 30. We're a little below the glide path. It's all right. Get a little bit of throttle. There it is, gently nestled in between all of those buildings. All right, we can finish our descent. Look at the traffic. So cool. about to skim these skyscrapers.
500.
I hope they do an update for this scenery.
400.
Because this might have been taxing for our computer back in the day of Flight Simulator 10. But I think our hardware now can definitely push this envelope.
300. Minimum 200. Minimum
Continue.
200. Minimum 200. 200 minimums. Minimum 200. 150. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Look at us, we're going to feel all left out. All these TAM aircraft, and here we are, Azul. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my first time in Sao Paulo in the flight sim world. But I like it. We have some other regions to get to, but I'm going to definitely have to do a flight where we fly on the way back in the air bridge. We had to do some editing. Hush. Okay, there's our marshal. Brakes on. Cut engines. And there you have it. Forgot to bring up the flaps, my bad. But we have now done our first flight of the Rio de Janeiro Sao Paulo air bridge flight. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was fun to research and learn about. It was fun to actually fly. And I'm glad it went pretty much, I'm not going to say error-free. I'm going to say the flight went smoothly. Well, with that being said, appreciate you tuning into the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have other suggestions, I'm always open to them. I appreciate them. And if I have the airport, I'll try to make it happen. If I have to get it, depending on how it's priced, I'll get in and do it. Might have to do it later. But all that is to say, thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in the virtual skies.